Sorry for some technical difficulties with the commentary early on in the stream, but good afternoon and welcome to Subiaco, where we're all set for round 4 of the Women's Supa-Liga. What a matchup we've got lined up for you this afternoon. It's the Cockburn Wolves who are taking on Stirling Braza Ginga, and Cockburn are off to a flying start here. Alyssa Van Herk opening the scoring very early on in the contest. And to give some context on the encounter, the Wolves come into this one sitting in 3rd place, but they're level on points with the league leaders. Only goal difference is keeping them from top spot, and it's something they can look to make up this afternoon. They were sensational last week, putting on a brilliant display, sending 9 goals past Perth United in a dominant 9-1 victory. Their opponent, Stirling Braza Ginga, have had a tougher start to the campaign and sit at the foot of the table at the moment. They will be looking to regroup quickly after a tough outing against Cockburn last week, going down 14-1, but they have shown signs of promise with a very young squad and will be hungry to prove themselves up against one of the premier sides, if not the premier side, in women's futsal and WA over the last couple of seasons in the Cockburn Wolves. And just having a look how both teams line up. So for Cockburn, Tana Campos starts wearing the number 23. Alongside her is Alyssa Van Herk wearing the number 8. Claudia Heinzel, the number 4. Mariana Turbane wearing 10, and in net Amalia Caceres wearing the number 1. Substitutes for the Wolves are Brooke Burgett, the number 3. Samantha Brady, the number 5. Kate McAuliffe, the number 2. And Dakota Van Fuck wearing 33. For Stirling, Talia Curran, the number 2, starts alongside the number 13, Sophia Harris, the number 16, Kiara Chen, and the number 25, Georgia Wise. Just the one substitute on the bench for Stirling. It's Bruna Vieira wearing 24, and in net it's Taya Coates. Sending that one away. It looks like it will be a side ball, so Claudia Heinzel jogs over to take it. Carries to halfway. Now it's Campos on the left. Good ball to Turbane, who has plenty of space for a strike. And again, Turbane fires, but this time it's wide of the target. However, a deflection off Stirling on the way through. We'll see Wolves hold possession. It's Campos trying to create some space for a shot, but well defended by Wires, who will see it over the line. Shen couldn't keep it in on the far side. Wolves rebuilding once more. Campos for Van Herk. Ball into the corner. It's Turbane. Van Herk once more. Switch of play to Hines, who rolls inside. Shuffles it across to Turbane. Now Van Herk. Campos working close to the corner and just rolling out of play as Yara comes on. For Stirling, it's Harris who makes way to the bench. Curran. And now Wise. That's a delightful pass. Yara halted by that of Claudia Hines, who Turbane finds Caceres, who has time and shifts it out wide to Tina Campos. Grabbing through the centre. That's it for Hines, who found Turbane. Now Wolves are on the build here through Van Herk. Campos looking for the back post and just flying past it. Turbane wasn't fond of putting her head in the way to try and divert that one in. It was struck with such power from Campos, almost intercepting that one in the centre. Maybe a chance for Stirling, but Vieira's touch was too heavy. First substitute made for those in grey. It's Sam Brady coming on for them. The youngster for the Wolves. And she'll get a touch on the ball almost immediately. Driving through the centre. looks for the pass through for Turbane, but cut out by the Stirling defence. Brady. Handball called by the referee, and now a free kick within China Campos's range. Campos lays it off. Brady, back for Campos, who misfires. Campos intercepting that one up high. It's Brady. Van Herk. Great idea with the pass, just couldn't slip it through for Brady. Stirling looking to hold some possession now. Georgia Wise, dispossessed. Curran fires and almost causing trouble for Caceres, but gathers in the end and releases short. Van Herk. Campos. Ball Campos. Now a chance for Braza on the break, but Cockburn Wolves get back immediately. Van Herk. Good win. Campos. Good idea with the pass. Karam will send it over. And that's a whistle for a timeout with just under 7 minutes gone here at Subiaco. It's the Cockburn Wolves who lead Braza Ginga 1-0, and it's been a lively contest so far. The Wolves have really showed their quality early, pressing high and moving the ball with real intent. But Braza have held up relatively solidly defensively, just the one blemish allowing Van Herk to get through. We will be back with you shortly with the rest of the first half action. And we're back underway. Wolves called a timeout at 1-0, just looking to regroup and keep control here. And that they do. McAuliffe for Turbane, little chip. Fended away by Coates to the feeder Curran. His pass is intercepted. Turbane for Campos, back post pass, and Turbane will finish. The timeout worked a trick for Cockburn, who respond with a goal immediately after. Their advantage doubled. Turbane's account for the afternoon open, and you could see that being the first of many for the international player. Ball back for Curran. Good pass through the centre. Harris can't reach it. Campos, Turbane, Campos. It's Brady. McAuliffe. Can't quite squeeze the ball through. Curran driving forward. Campos. Nice pass for Turbane. And now Brady, little flick out wide. Can't connect with McAuliffe on that occasion. Possession will change hands, and Stirling will attack now. Curran through the centre for Wise, who's under a bit of pressure here. Fended away in the end by Vieira. And Cockburn breaking forward at pace. Lovely reverse ball for Brady. And Brady strikes straight at Coates. Couldn't capitalise on the opportunity that time around. Coates just sent it long. Campos driving forward, that's lovely. Couldn't apply the finishing touch though. Coates, short ball for Harris. Corner to come for Cockburn. Back into the corner and centred for Campos, who went with the weak foot. It was high, wide and not very handsome on that occasion. But she'll get another bite of the cherry again here, Campos. Great feet, the crocketter inside and the finish into the far right-hand corner. And it will be Stirling Braza Ginga who will call the timeout. They really need to find a spark here. We will be back with you shortly for the final timeout break of the first half. And we're back underway here at Supa-Liga. Braza Ginga restart after the timeout. Wolves are up 3-0 and full of confidence, but Stirling are going to be absolutely desperate to hit back. However, matters don't get any better for them as the Cockburn Wolves have a free kick centre court. First minutes for Dakota Van Vuchten. Brooke Burdett. Van Vuck gets involved immediately and has her effort blocked. Sent behind for a corner and another chance for the Wolves to keep pressing. Good cut out in the centre. Might fall for Brady. In fact, it's McAuliffe it fell to rather. Brilliant finish into the bottom corner. It's 4-0 now. And things are starting to get ugly for Stirling Braza. 4-0, 9 minutes gone. Wolves going to look to keep that attacking momentum going. It's McAuliffe, the goal scorer. Gives that one away though. Shen. Good win, McAuliffe. Great feet. And still going McAuliffe. She completes the brace in a matter of seconds, finding a gap at the near post.
Transition girls, but getting behind that ball. One defender to side.
Curran. Curran gives it away, but wins it back though.
Step away, please. Ray, step away. Thank you.
Good ball from Curran. Looks for the 1-2. Chen. Back for Harris. In the centre. Vieira. Harris. Now Curran. Ball pass from Chen. We'll see possession change over. Dakota Van Vuck lurking up the line, perhaps looking to strike this one a goal with. She does. Good ball in the end. Ended up at the feet of McAuliffe, who couldn't quite control. Coates. And that's a turnover from Vieira. Great ball from Van Vught, and the turn is just as good from McAuliffe. She resets with Van Vught, knocks it out wide. McAuliffe has runners in support. Burdett was one of them, but the ball just went behind her. It's Harris for Stirling. In the centre, Chen miscontrols. Vieira, now it's with Brooke Burdett. Brady. Brady lets fly. And Stirling will redistribute from the back. Van Vught heads toward McAuliffe, who loses out. Burdett. Brady. Back to Burdett. Good idea. Just a little bit off with the execution there. And a side ball for those in white. Wolves are pressing relatively high, and Curran just not taking any risk there, sending that one away. Burdett. Brady. Burdett. Good switch of play. Brady. Now Van Vught. Nice idea, Curran. Lost out, and Van Vught pulled the effort wide. It was a golden chance for the Wolves number 33, but was just unable to capitalise there. Stirling side ball, 11 minutes gone in this first half. And a 4-second violation. We'll see possession awarded back to the Wolves. Vieira. McAuliffe spills out for Van Vught, who finds Brooke Burdett. Van Vught broadcast end. Tries to get beyond Harris, but couldn't. Lovely ball from Burdett. And across for Van Vught. It's good play from the Wolves, who make it 6 just after the midpoint of this first half. Stirling got us kicked off once again. Dispossess McAuliffe, and that finds the back of the net. It's a blistering finish, and it's for the hat-trick also. So Wolves add a 7th, only moments after the 6-1. And Stirling, they have to steady their ship until the Wolves called the timeout. 7 minutes into this first half. Stirling, we're actually defending quite well, but some tired legs out there already. You're seeing the Wolves' quality really shine through. Burdett. Rare error there, and Stirling will get a chance now inside their attacking half to perhaps try and work the ball closer to goal. Yeah, sent away. Georgia Wise, nice ball down the line. Chen. It should be a Stirling ball, and the referee agrees, so kicked back in by Braza. Burdett. Nice switch of play. McAuliffe has space. And Brady will pick it up. Nice ball into the centre and around the corner. Van Vak squares it. Good defending Stirling, preventing a certain tap-in for Brooke Burdett. Shen manages to keep it in and send it a bit further up the line. It's Van Herk who re-enters for Cockburn. Ball in the centre. Van Vak, nice turn. And decent strike also, but just wide of the goal. Brady makes way. Claudia Heinzel re-enters with some shiny futsal boots that I haven't seen before, but we'll see how they hold up for it. Look very nice on the court. They really do make her stand out. And she'll be looking to make an immediate impact as the Wolves will be searching for 10 before the break. It's Van Vak. She'll add an 8. Brilliant play. Burdett finding Van Vak unmarked, and she was never going to make a mistake with the finish from that kind of range. She makes way to the bench. It's Campos who re-enters. Karam back on for Stirling now also to try and somewhat steady the ship at the back. Campos with a rare giveaway, but Burdett, good use of the body to marshal that one out of play. Campos. Lovely ball. Good touch from Van Herk. Lost out in the end though, but fell to Burdett. Heinzel in the centre. Curran defending well. Caceres, lovely long ball. Van Herk controlled well. In the centre to Campos. Van Herk with the Cruyff turn. Campos with the spinning pirouette. But the finish just couldn't match the quality of the build-up play beforehand. Campos narrowly missing. Heinzel for Campos. Burdett. Audacious pass hitting the back of Heinzel on the way through. And that will roll through to Amalia Caceres. Campos. Burdett. Down the line. Van Herk has Heinzel in the box. And just tried to sweep that one into the bottom corner, but nothing doing. Coates. Long throw. Caceres happy to keep that one in. Campos. Van Herk riding down this right wing. Looks to combine with Burdett, but into the graceful arms of Coates. Harris sending that one away. Campos. Good ball out wide. Burdett into the corner. Upfield to Campos, who's well within range, but knocks it back for Van Herk. Nifty footwork in a tight space. Campos on it once more. Just drawing the Stirling defence out a little bit, perhaps. Campos. Van Herk. Campos. Nice build-up play from the Wolves, but perhaps a little bit too much there. Not that it will matter in the situation they're in. Stirling looked long. That's a good ball from Curran to find the pivot. Chen was unfortunately unable to hold up. Burdett driving down the right wing. In the centre, Van Herk. Back to Burdett. Has Campos teeing up at the back post. It doesn't need it. Finds the roof of the net. And in doing so, finds the Cockburn Wolves' 9th goal of the match. She'll make way for the Australian international and Mariana Tabane, who has enjoyed a lengthy spell on the bench in admiration of what her teammates have conjured up throughout the bulk of this first half. And it's back to the starting 4 on the court for Cockburn. Curran. Back rolls it for Wise. Looked through for Curran. Bit of a poor giveaway. Hines was going to get a sniff, and that's all she needs. It's 10-0 now. Still just under 4 minutes to go in the half. Curran, Braza just have to try and keep their heads held high to avoid this situation from getting any messier than it already is. Hines high and wide. Coates. Campos. Into Wise, who's a former Cockburn Wolves player. Wise cuts onto the left boot. Good feet. Knocks it back for Curran. Nice switch of play. Tabane trying to thread the needle for Alyssa Van Herk, but just missing the target on that occasion. Wise for Curran. He's immediately under pressure. Turns it over. And Campos will make her pay. That's an outstanding goal from China Campos. Some Brazilian samba flair. Absolutely belts that one into the roof of the net, and you'd have to say that will be the goal of the week, if not a sure contender. So the Wolves are above double digits before the break. A really big statement performance, and when you look at the other results they've had, for example, defeating Perth United 9-1, the Perth United side who beat Cumbrae 4-1 the week before. Cumbrae obviously defeating Braza 14-1 last week, so it's not surprising to see why. Campos has got beyond almost everybody before resetting it with Van Herk, gets it back, tried to flick it around the corner, didn't quite come off. Just sent away by Stirling. Van Herk. For Tabane, back to Van Herk. Finds some space in the middle. Little Cruyff turn. She turns back toward her goal and knocks it back for Hines. Tabane, Van Herk. Lovely shuffle down the line. And Campos will capitalise to make it 12. It was good work in a tight area by Alyssa Van Herk, who will be rewarded with a rest on the bench for her hard work out there on the field. Kate McAuliffe, who had a brilliant first stint, is the player to orienter for Jose Galindo's side. Twisting and turning is wise before knocking it back for Curran. Look to dart it through the centre, but it's picked up by Tabane. Good interception, Curran. Nice ball out wide to Chen. And Chen will earn Stirling their first corner of the match and perhaps a chance to get either Curran shooting or Wise having a strike on her left foot. It's a poor corner though, given away. And now it's a 3-on-2 up the other end for Cockburn. Campos for McAuliffe. Campos does well to keep it in play. McAuliffe pulling the strings up the back for this Cockburn Wolves side. Knocks it forward for Hines. McAuliffe once more. Mariana to Bain. McAuliffe bursts down the wing. But in at the near side this time around for the Wolves number 2. Coates. Nice throw. Wise. Curran. Good win by Curran. Can Braza hit the back of the net? Curran strike on target, but not the most troubling for Amalia Caceres, who I'm sure won't mind getting a rare touch on the ball, as the Cockburn Wolves defence has been just that solid throughout this first half. Down the line, Campos goes, gets it again. This time Wise is in the way. Wise looking to break up the other end. The Wolves use the touchline to their advantage. It's Sam Brady who will come back on for the last 40 seconds of this first half. Campos, brilliant control and fired one to the back post. Curran. Braza will take it from the side. Curran. Ball into the pivot. It doesn't quite get there. Brady in the way. Does well to keep it in play and evading the press. Ball for McAuliffe. Campos lighting one up. And that was not far away. Stirling will aim to see out this first half with the score the way it is currently. And they've achieved that. That's half time. And it's all Cockburn Wolves. They lead 12-0 after an absolutely dominant first half. Braza Ginga just haven't been able to cope with the Wolves' intensity, movement and finishing. Still another half to play, but the Wolves are well in control of this round 4 clash. We'll be back with you very shortly after a quick break.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
And we're back for the second half here at Subiaco. Cockburn Wolves lead Stirling Braza Ginga 12-0. The Wolves have been relentless in that opening 20 minutes, and Braza will be looking to regroup and get something positive from this second half. Side ball for Stirling. Wise to bring it in. Curran looks for the 1-2 potentially. Wise giving it away in the end. It's Brooke Burdett. Out wide to McAuliffe, who shuffles inside. To Bain, down the line. Van Vogt. McAuliffe. Burdett look to cut it back across the face of goal. I think doing on that occasion as the Wolves look to regroup with the high press. Curran makes a deep run. Chen tussling for it with McAuliffe. And it will be a Cockburn Wolves deep on the far side of the court. Burdett, space to drive forward, can think about a strike and does. But just missing to the right this time around, Brooke Burdett. He showed a lot of quality in that first half, and she'll get on the ball once again. Cushioned for Van Vogt, who fends it around the corner for McAuliffe, who does have a strike. It rebounds out to Van Vogt, who played it back across the face of goal. But it was Burdett who just couldn't arrive in time. Bain will finish this. She does. Make no mistake, that's the quality of the Australian international. You just knew it was going to go in before she hit it. And 13-0 now for Cockburn. A score in just outside the opening minute of this second half. Took them 1 minute and 1 second to get the goal, and sign of what's to come for them, you'd have to say. A sign of more of what's to come. Burdett, in fact it's McAuliffe rather, who will win the side ball, and a chance for Van Vogt to strike. We know she can hit them from this distance, and does. Forces a save out of Coates. Van Vogt again. Burdett in the centre. Bain with a quick footwork, but dispossessed by Chen. And it's Dakota Van Vogt who will chase it up the other end and drive forward now. That's a lovely ball. They look to hit that back post there, the Wolves. Wise losing out. Bain driving forward. And McAuliffe perhaps wasn't expecting that. Thought Bain was going to go alone and just halted her run momentarily. Braza Ginga survived a scare there. Wise has to be careful. Went through the legs of Burdett, who didn't allow it. Burdett once more, chance to shoot. Well defended by that of Talia Curran, who will maintain possession for Stirling. Broadcast side of the court, and Curran looks for the diagonal switch of play. It's just going out this time around. Cockburn Wolves will get another chance to run some offence. Van Vogt to Bain, back to Van Vogt. Down the line to Burdett. It might open up for Bain, it does. Still alive now for Burdett. Bain, switch of play. That's a great ball! But it was still a very acute angle for Dakota Van Vogt to be working with, and she fires wide, but Bain displaying the vision she possesses. McAuliffe lashed her effort wide. A very high press from the Wolves. Stirling looked long this time around. Bain will tip it back to the goalkeeper. That's good from Burdett. Sells the dummy well. Side ball, Cockburn. Van Vugt into the centre, forward to Bain, back to Van Vugt. Down the line for Burdett. Van Vugt makes the run inside the box. Curran with a good challenge to Bain. Another lovely pass, but this time Coates was aware of the danger and made a good save. Corner for those in grey. To Bain, cuts inside, blocked by Chen. In fact, it was blocked by Vieira rather. Chen for Wise. Curran almost slipping through. Caceres. Good pass. Van Vugt. To Bain in the centre. Burdett. McAuliffe can let fly and does. Shot was blocked to Bain. Van Vugt, McAuliffe. Wise knocks it away. Caceres. McAuliffe down the line to Bain. Lovely back row, McAuliffe. Well defended by Curran. Van Vugt's going to have a hit, and does, into the arms of Coates. He looks long quickly. Vieira will chase it down, but won't get there in time. Caceres, great distribution with the feet. Burdett. And now Van Vugt to Bain. Will make a substitute. Brady. McAuliffe. Good switch of play, Van Vugt, good idea. May fall for Burdett. Wise getting in the way. Wise goes for a run. Now it's a 3-on-2. Wise is through. Will earn the corner for Stirling. I want them to make more of this one than they did with the last corner they got. You'd think they'd look to get Wise shooting, but perhaps it's going to be Curran. No, they go into the centre. Possession changes hands. And now a 3-on-2 up the other end. Well defended by Stirling, though. And it's Alyssa Van Herk who re-enters the court for Cockburn. That's a nice ball to Brady. Loses out, but gets it back, though. Van Herk shifts it across to Van Vugt, who dribbles inside. And wasn't quite on the same wavelength there as her number 5. Curran. Curran does well, strong in the challenge. Wolves end up with possession though. Burdett wants it in the middle and gets it. She lets fly, Coates saves. Rebounds only as far as Sam Brady. Switcher play to Van Herk. Where's Van Vugt out wide? That's a nice parallel flick. Can look back into the box where Van Vugt is. And that's futsal by the Cockburn Wolves. It's 14 also. 14-0 with 14 minutes and 38 seconds of stop clock time remaining. Stirling did make the Wolves earn that one. That was brilliant play, which would cut off any defence in the league. A parallel flick down the line, and the return ball back across the face of goal. At the speed of the Wolves was just too much for Stirling to handle. Hang on, they might be through here. Wolves get back in numbers though. A chance of their own. Brady was shrugged off it. Advantage perhaps. Square ball across. Campos strong in the challenge. Had to beat though, couldn't get through. Van Herk looked for the back post. Maybe still alive though. Braza fended away. Appeals for a pass, that go unanswered. Coates, long ball. Brady driving through. And Curran will send it away. So it was a rolling foul against Stirling Braza Ginga, as it looked to be. Now it's going to be Campos who's going to have a hit, and does. Down the throat of Teiko, who releases Georgia Wise. Campos. Good ball. Van Herk. Now Brady. Good interception, Karam. Heisel does well. In the center, Claudia Heisel. Van Herk surely. Good save, Coates again. Short for Karam, who had no real options, just forced to put it out of play. Caceres can carry forward and get a bit more confidence if she wants to play higher off her line. Can come inside the offensive half, and does. Gets another touch on it. Wolves into flight goalkeeper. Brilliant ball into the corner. And squared across. Campos on the left. Coates protecting the near post. Upfield to Caceres, who has demonstrated great acumen with her feet here. Gets on it once more. As comfortable as the other outfield players on the ball by the looks of it, Amalia Caceres. Campos skips her that time. Now the ball's in the corner. Back upfield to Van Herk. Back down the line to Brady. And Coates could potentially think about a shot, won't have the distance. Van Herk, nice roulette. Was she caught late? Not enough in it for the referee. Brady. Down the line, Campos. Caceres. Oh, nice idea with the pass by Caceres. Karam arrived in the nick of time to send it away. And Campos just firing wide. Timeout called by Stirling Braza Ginga. They currently trail 14-0. And we'll look to regroup and discuss a strategy on how to defend this Cockburn Wolves fly keeper. As the Wolves continue to dominate here at Supa-Liga, we will be back with you momentarily. Game resumes following Braza Ginga's timeout. Wolves 14-0 up, having completely dictated the tempo. Braza will try and reset and find some rhythm. And they've got the added adversity of more potential 5 against 4 situations as Amalia Caceres builds more confidence in coming up to join the Cockburn Wolves attack. She's much higher off her line, off stream. But this time around, the Cockburn Wolves give it away, and Stirling will get the ball back deep in the corner. Pass in the centre, intercepted. Chance for Cockburn. Heisel lets fly, but just past the post. Stirling will redistribute from Coates. She sends it long. Caceres gathers and rolls through for Campos, sparking the attack for the Wolves quickly. Campos tries to shoot, but blocked by a cohort of white shirts for Stirling. Brady! She can only find the side netting. Coates, long ball, looking for Curran. That's good feet from Brady. Curran hot on her heels, however, and does enough to prevent a clean strike. Coates comfortable on the save. Short pass and dribbled out of play there by Harris. Upfield, it comes to Heinzel. Now it's Campos. In the centre, Van Herk. Good block, Stirling. Still alive for the Wolves. Good block again by the Stirling defence. Curran getting herself in the way and has had a good game, all things considered. Talia Curran defended well and perhaps prevented the score from being larger than it already is. Shots coming in, and that's a brilliant stop from Coates. Van Herk would have thought she scored when the ball left her boot, but Coates had other ideas and forces a corner. Upfield, Van Herk. Fancy footwork that didn't pay dividends this time around as Stirling will get the side ball deep in their defensive half. And another chance for the Wolves to build up some pressure. Bikaram says no thank you. Caceres coming up to join the attack. Good switch out wide to Campos. Caceres in the offensive half now can receive as much as she likes. And gets it. Caceres. Campos. Caceres once more. Ball down the line for Brady. And through. Campos, lovely pass. Heinzel back inside. Campos. Twisting and turning, lays it off for Heinzel. Campos trying to fumble it past to the line. Curran, audacious effort, but didn't get the angle or the execution right. Sam Brady. Oh, that's a lovely pass, and Campos takes it first time. Forced to save out of Coates, who has been really good in this second half, but commentators' curse coming into play as the Cockburn Wolves, number 8, slotting one through the young goalkeeper's legs. And Curran will make way to the bench for a rest. It's Georgia Wires who comes on for Stirling. And the score now is out to 15 as we have reached the midpoint of this second half. 9.5 left. Great header down from Brady. And the link-up play is lovely. Campos' weak-footed effort is saved by Coates. This time, the Ginga defence in the way. Sent away by Wires, who had no real options. Caceres for Brady. Campos. Good ball from Van Herk. Campos back to Van Herk. Sent away by Stirling. Caceres getting much more involved this second half. In the centre. Now back out to Brady. Van Herk, nice pass and good save Coates. Danger not averted yet though. Brady will earn a side ball for the Wolves. Heinzel, Brady, square ball, Heinzel, good save. The inside of the left leg pays dividends for Taya Coates, who prevents it from getting out to 16 thus far. Caceres, she can look to have a hit and does, but not one of her finer efforts. Shen. Van Herk exploring and firing. And it will be another corner for those in grey. Caceres gallivanting forward off their line once more. Will they look to get her involved from the set play? They look in the middle. It's flicked on by Brady. And Wise prevents it from going any further at the expense of a corner. Upfield to Campos, who lets loose. That one never worried Coates, not even for a moment. But we know Campos can score them from that kind of distance. So always a threat from range is Tana Campos. And here she is again now, has runners in support at the back post. Gets creative, but just into Vieira, who sent it out of play. Centering ball. Caceres off their line. Vieira dispossessed. Campos has it on the right wing. Look to dart it back to Van Herk. Vieira looks to be in some pain, and she will hobble off for the bench. Curran re-enters the field of play. Wolves have a side ball. Caceres exploring as well. Campos into the centre. And for Van Herk. Sorry, it was McAuliffe rather. It's a brilliant save from Coates. Caceres getting more confident. That's a good ball out wide. Brady can square it. And the third man run was made from Kate McAuliffe, but just couldn't apply the finishing touch. Karam, almost the perfect pass there for Harris. The side ball for those in white. Karam losing out. An onslaught of Cockburn pressure. McAuliffe keeps it alive. Coates, good save. Long throw, Coates to Bain. Good first control. Caceres. Oh, pull ball to Bain. A real chance now! It's a brilliant save from Caceres, who has not had much to do, but has remained very alert there when called upon to make the save without using her hands, and she keeps Cockburn's clean sheet intact whilst doing so. All to the back post cut out. McAuliffe forward for Campos, who just overruns it a bit perhaps. Coates through quickly for Wise. Down the line, rebounds back off her, and Wise will get it. Curran. Oh, that's a lovely run from Curran, who's exploring for a rare time this match. Stirling haven't had the ball much in their offensive half, but the last 30 seconds or so, they've got it forward just a little bit more. However, Wolves are on the break once more. McAuliffe driving down the wing, right in the corner she is, and it's a good tackle from Wise, who tried to play that one through to Bain's legs. Stirling will get the ball back here. Searching for the run of Harris, but couldn't quite connect with her. Now Campos on it once more for those in grey. Nice ball to the Bain, linking up well with Campos. Good interception. Wise is going to have a real chance here. Georgia Wise needed to be a little bit more direct, was on her preferred foot. To Bain under pressure. Curran caught her late. Advantage was paid by the referee. Campos just halting it for a moment. Campos and Curran, former teammates at the Northern Hawks a couple of seasons ago. And Van Vogt, another former Northern Hawks player, showing all her quality with a shot from just inside the half, rocketed into the roof of the net. And that is Cockburn's 16th of the afternoon with just over 5 to play. A commanding performance from the champions. They've shown everybody watching why they are champions. Cockburn tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, they'll get another sniff here. To Bain in the centre. Van Vuck, nice ball around the corner. McAuliffe. Well defended, Georgia Wires. Cockburn will have a sideline ball and a chance to line up for Mariana to Bain. Dinks it to the back post. And a Robin Van Persie style header for Tyler Campos, who leapt almost as high as the crossbar to nod that one in over Taylor Coates. At 17, and it's 2 in 30 seconds for those in grey, as they will look to hit the 20 mark the same way they did last summer season against Perth AFC and potentially surpass it. Sent into the abyss by Harris. Campos tried to help it on but couldn't. Coates. A long throw to skies for Georgia Wires. Almost gets through. Is that a handball? Not to be. And Wires got to knock this one in field. Curran strong in the challenge. That looked to be out of play. It was called. To Bain. Lovely ball. Coates does well. Danger not averted yet though. Curran sends it away. Chan knocks it back for Harris, who's under a lot of pressure here. Driving forward is McAuliffe. Chan. Amalia Caceres. Mariana to Bain now. To Bain driving forward. Nice ball. Tiki Taka. The Coates covers the near post well. Caceres. Campos. Caceres ventures into the attacking half. And Curran sends it out for a corner. They look to get Caceres involved from the set piece this time. They do. Caceres shows for a strike. Not the best of efforts, but it's an awkward position to shoot from. Campos just shooting that one out of play, protecting the wide open goal. Campos to Van Vuck. To Bain. Oh, that's lovely. To Bain. They've got runners at Cockburn Wolves. Can they find them? Braza breakaway up the other end through Georgia Wise. Wise halts it just for a moment. Gives it back to Curran. Good idea with the pass, but McAuliffe read it well. Burdett back on now for Cockburn. To Bain. Out wide. Van Vuck. Headed away from danger by Talia Curran. Burdett bringing it forward. Good ball down the line. McAuliffe. That's 18. That's belted into the roof of the net from Kate McAuliffe. Just under 3 minutes left in this clash. Still plenty of time for the Wolves to extend their margin. Wise to Curran. Wise. Oh, that's a nice ball. Chan! Misfiring. Great chance for Stirling going begging. Van Vuck. Oh, nice ball down the line. McAuliffe again! Flashes it past the post. Burdett couldn't arrive to finish in time. Long throw from Coates over the head of Wise. Good feet from Van Vuck to drive inside. Caceres. Poor touch, but gets away with it. Good composure show from the young goalkeeper, and that's opened up something for the Cockburn Wolves. Burdett fires. Coates saves from point blank range. And Chen trying to catch Caceres higher off their line. Cockburn Wolves will look to go fly keeper, but this time with Tina Campos in between the sticks for them. To Bain, Campos, ball out wide and through the middle. Great pass to the back post. To Bain for a goal. Coates saves and sent over the bar by Kate McAuliffe. Karen. The clearance was partially blocked, allowing the Wolves to keep the forward pressure high. To Bain, Campos, rare errant touch. Through the centre, Georgia Wise. Oh, good footwork Wise, still going. Stops and starts, knocks it back for Harris. Wise has Curran. Goes around the corner to Chen. And a timeout called by a completely dominant Cockburn Wolves who will run some strategy for the fifth man offence and perhaps discuss how they can make it 20 or even surpass that, which stands as the record for the biggest victory in the top flight women's competition. They achieved it last season against Perth AFC, and they're not far off getting there now. But they will need a big last couple of minutes to find at the back of the net twice and potentially for a third time to surpass it. Hence why you think China Campos has taken place as the flag goalkeeper for Stirling. It will be about preventing that from becoming a reality. Josh Ban trying to solidify his team's flag keeper defence and have them rotate in a diamond to cover all the passing angles the Cockburn Wolves will look to find. The restart only moments away as Cockburn Wolves break from their huddle. Braza are just having a few last words with coach Josh Ban, and they're ready to get back underway now. Side ball for the Wolves from the far side of the court, I believe. In fact, it's broadcast and wasn't quite sure where the ball was there for a moment. Campos gets on it. To Bain, back to Campos. Switch of play. Van Herk has a good first touch and squared back across the face of goal by Sam Brady. 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go. Campos, nice switch. Brady, centering ball. Van Herk can't get her footing right. They'll get themselves a corner. And Brady just firing that one wide of the goal frame. Chance now for Braza to perhaps try work a shot or two on China Campos in that for the Wolves, but doesn't look like that's going to be able to come a reality. As Wolves actually turn over possession back to Stirling. Curran looking to try and venture forward. That's a nice turn from Harris to Bain. Cheeky little ball around the corner. Van Herk trying to add the 19th one on the board, laid off and saved well by Coates, who has an open goal if she wants it, but gonna opt not to take on the strike. Campos. Pulls it through, it's a poor roll. Chen! Big block to Bain. Still alive for Chen. Good composure shown by Van Herk. And now to Bain, inside the final 10. Curran with a great defensive read to stop the diagonal from getting through. Campos, that's 19. And they've got 10 seconds to make it 20 and try and equal the record. Campos scoring from in between the sticks. We saw her miss one or two of those kind of strikes earlier, but that one goes to show why she takes them so often. as that one flew into the top corner. Curran just sending it away. 6.7 seconds left to go for Cockburn. Perhaps a long throw from Campos to put it on the goalkeeper's head. Brady could look to flick it on. Curran going to do her best to not allow that to happen, and she does just enough. Shot comes in from Harris on the final whistle. And we're finished here at Supa-Liga. An absolutely dominant performance from the Cockburn Wolves, who run out 19-0 winners over Stirling Braza Ginga. The Wolves were clinical in every department, pressing high, controlling possession, and punishing every mistake. They will skyrocket from third all the way to the top of the table, while Stirling Braza Ginga will be looking to regroup after a very tough outing. There's no doubt the Wolves set the standard today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Do I need to give them a picture?